Hello, everyone, and welcome to another fabulous CB and the Boys radio show. We have got a fabulous hot show tonight with some fire hot topics you don't want to miss. So just sit back and relax and buckle up. It's going to be a thrilling ride on CB and the Boys. So, see you in. George, roll it.
C.B. Booker, George, Biker Boy Homan, Roger Hawkins, Mimi Acosta. Let's go! CB and the Boys, Midweek Motivator. Come on, gather around, get the 411, and let's talk about it. Got you with your mouth full.
Gosh.
What's up, everybody?
So what had happened was that somebody was trying to get a mouthful before we went to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Gots to be more careful.
Gots to be more careful, honey. Caught you with your mouth full. Swallow up, swallow up.
But don't choke.
We
Roger,
can't hear you,
we
baby.
can't hear a word you saying. Microphone's on mute. Maybe you're just doing sign language for us, for the hearing impaired. This is our hearing impaired corner.
Hey, watch it. You might be saying some shit. Watch them fingers.
Oh, man.
There you go.
All right, everybody. And welcome. Huh?
No, go ahead. I was fucking with Roger.
Oh. All right, everybody, and welcome to CB and the Boys. I'm CB. Hello. And we've got the whole crew in the building, the fabulous Miss Mimi Acosta. What's up, Mimi?
Helen and chilling.
And we have Mr. George, Biker Boy Homan. What's up, George?
What's up in the house tonight?
And the incomparable Mr. Roger, Mr. Universe Hawkins. What's up, Roger? Okay.
And he went mute again. Yeah, audio was working for a minute for like one word, and now you're mute again.
What's going on over there?
Yeah. Your lips are moving, but you ain't saying nothing.
Oh, we might have to go out and come back in, babe.
Yeah, you're having technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties is good. Douche, see you in a second. He'll be right back.
It happens.
It happens.
So did you guys have a good Memorial Day?
Yeah, indoors, relaxing.
It was dry.
Well, I guess that's good.
Yeah, that's a rarity in Kansas City.
So,
you know,
that's
normally
right. True.
Memorial
Day
weekend,
it usually rains.
All Memorial weekend usually rains.
I had a dimless light. This shit was bright as hell.
That's cool. Well, also our thoughts and prayers and condolences to the victims of the mass shootings over Memorial Day. So, shout out to their families. And again, condolences to all the victims and their families.
And while we are on the road of condolences, also my deepest condolences, especially as an actress, to the family of Mr. John Beasley. His friends, all the actors in the acting world. You know, he was on Everwood and The Soul Man.
Mm-hmm.
He died at 79. He passed away in his hometown in Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh, wow.
Evidently, he was undergoing some testing for his liver. And before things came back, it only got worse. And then he fell asleep and never came back.
Oh, my goodness.
So his daughter-in-law, Dina Beasley, had posted it on her social media and Facebook. And then NBA player, his grandson actually, Malik Beasley, he had actually posted something as well. So yeah, my condolences to the entire acting world and friends, family, and everybody out there.
Yeah, definitely condolences
Yes,
to him and his family. Wow.
yes, and also another one. Okay, because it all comes in threes. So to the families of the two firemen that died in Charlotte and Mali, um, DeMonte, Cheryl, and Reuben Holmes. There was actually a fire in a building that they were working in. I think the firefighters were able to get into the sixth floor where they were at, but were not able to get them, even though like hundreds made it out and the firefighters were able to get like 15 other workers out. They
Hmm.
did not make it to the last two. And the one had this like video on social media that went viral. And it was just so sad because he was like, yo, like, we're over here. Like, you can hear them yelling and stuff like that and just having
Hmm.
his conversation and covering his mouth because you can see like the smoke was getting thick and it was just him and this one guy and they didn't make it. So
Mm, that's sad.
yeah. So that's that. So after all the sadness, there's goodness. So, you know,
And it's good that there are platforms out there where, if things happen and someone wants to say their final goodbyes, they have that opportunity to do so. So,
yeah,
it's really good that those platforms do exist. For all the toxicity that is out there, there's also, some good that these platforms, do
yeah.
possess.
Hello, Trey. Trey's in the
Hi, Trey.
building.
How are
Up,
you?
Trey.
What up? What up? What up? What up?
Hi, Trey.
And yeah, so okay, so evidently we're slipping all up into the 411 and all kinds of things. So I'm gonna just go ahead and let George do his thing for me.
All right, then.
For me.
Come get the 411. And it's Mimi's drink special. Mimi, let them know what you're sipping on.
Okay, guys. So I'm doing something definitely different because your girl done had her little surgery, right? And she can't drink the way that she used to, even though she tried to, she would be fudged up. So I am having me some Moscato. Okay, it looks a little bit weird on here, but it is the Moscato. I'm having some grape Kool-Aid in this bad boy and a bunch of berries. I got blackberries and red cherries up in here. And that's what's going on with me, okay? Because she can't do 100% anything anymore. It just ain't happening. It tastes nasty and it's got me going because what's happening is that I am detoxing in the process. So while your girl is like emptying out all these toxins and stuff, you drink a little bit of wine and your whole world goes upside down. So yeah, that's what's going on. So what you guys drinking? CB?
Sparkling ice, peach nectarine.
Okay. All
Going on the
righty.
healthy kick here. So,
Okay, I'm
very
liking
good.
that. Okay, healthy. When you say healthy, how much sugar we got on the back of that on that label?
Zero sugar with vitamins and antioxidants.
I like. Look at that. She fixed me.
Hey, not alone. He's drinking on a gallon of water.
Damn, that means you've been a bad boy last night or something.
He thirsty.
That's super thirsty. That's thirst
Um,
trapping at its best.
Man,
George, what you got over there?
Oh, not nothing too special. A little tequila mix I got working uh,
Okay.
in the form of uh, watermelon Monaco.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I got a little tequila ria going on, gluten free
Okay. Okay.
for
Okay.
us diabetics, if that makes sense. And
Okay.
I got diet alcohol.
Yes. Yes. Trey, I am with you. You know what? The sweetest thing that you can drink when it's hot is just water. It's just water. I mean, and cold water is just the best water when it's hot. So I'm with you.
You know what I do when it's hot?
But
Turn on the air conditioner.
you stupid. Yes. Yes, he's back, Roger.
He's
Roger.
back.
Roger,
He's back.
what you say
And
down
we got
there?
audio.
And we
I
have
can hear
sound.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I realized I had to do a little configuring and twigging and rigging, but I'm straight.
That's okay. See, that's what you guys do. That's what
What
I
up, B?
love.
Anyway,
Just to,
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
look,
The IT
uh,
in the bloodline. The IT
I had
in
to
the
do what we
bloodline.
did. I had to do what we do.
that was just in time
Hey,
for you to
bro.
let
What's
us
up,
know what
Brian?
you drinking. Let us know what you drinking on. What's up, Brian?
Mr.
Hey,
Johnson
I
is
gotta
in the
keep this
building.
That's my
somewhat low,
brother.
What you
but I
got?
gotta
What you
go
got
on.
drinking over there? What you got?
I'm really just hard cider. I'm actually hitting hard cider for right now because I got to catch a flight in the morning. But see,
Okay.
before the second hour, more than likely that shit's going to change. Y'all know me. I'm a road and air warrior, so I'm probably
Right.
gonna mix it up anyway. But that's it for
Okay.
now.
Okay. And I'm all good for slipping on the sidelines. So, Mr. Brian Johnson, if you want to let us know what you over there sipping on, please let us know.
Right,
Share with the
right. Because
team.
you missed it, Roger. I'm just sipping on the tequila Monaco. You
Hey,
know,
listen, boy,
yeah,
that's my go-to.
yeah,
Doing
Monaco,
Brian. He's
yeah.
Monaco
probably
is
at
the
work.
go-to.
Probably
At the
sipping on
gluten free
water.
one, so I'm doing my diet alcohol right now.
Hey, that's real. That's real. I got a lot of drinking this weekend though, so I'm trying to be good starting now. I got a lot of drinking to do. Mhm.
A lot of drinking to do. Not that you came from it, but you go into it. Okay. You just go ahead
That
and
too.
water up it.
He's
I'm,
getting
a,
warmed up. He's getting his
yeah,
practice in.
I'm be drinking in Mimi's town. I'm touching down tomorrow.
Hey, are you? For how long?
The weekend, my one of my younger sisters is getting married, so to a Trini boy, my boy. So
Oh,
good dude.
Lord. I remember that.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll be touching down tomorrow. Then my son will be there, my brother will be there. Families coming from other places.
Which
Ah,
brother? Is it the brother that we
Should be
met?
fun.
My younger brother that lives in
Oh,
he's the artist that lives in Atlanta. He's actually TP's one of his chief artists on the studio. He's a bad boy.
okay.
He's a
Okay.
bad boy. He's a so yep, we'll all be together
That's what's
doing
up.
our
Okay,
thing.
see, Mr. Johnson is sipping on some brisk
Risk
lemonade.
lemonade. Is it Arnold Palmer or is it just regular lemonade? If it's regular lemonade, you're fired.
And CB, don't bust his bubble because he may not be at work. Okay, she already said it. She's like, oh, he might be at work. He might just be
Go
sipping
put
on
some
water.
whiskey in that shit, B. Go put some whiskey in it, then hey, we can talk.
Hey, brisk lemonade is really good.
Hey, look, if he at work, he better be on break
Even better.
because they don't be playing.
Hey, even better. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna
Oh,
take a
CB,
picture.
CB, you on time now? What happened? Anyway, so moving right along, guys, because we got some 411 to cover. I don't know if y'all got some tequila.
My man, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, good
Ooh.
man, good man.
Oh wow.
Simon says we are not at work, okay?
Clearly.
Hey, that's the deal. That's the drill right there. My man.
I
What you got,
love
man?
it.
What you got? What you
I
got?
love it. So on the 411, you guys remember last week we had a conversation about this teenage little chick that had burned down her damn school because she was pissed off because they took her phone because she was over there whoring around with, older men on her phone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she was charged with 19 counts of murder.
What?
Damn.
So at 19 years old, she's going away for a mighty, mighty long, long time. And you're going to Guyana prison. So she's not going to live the best life ever. So
She ain't gonna live the best life for a long period.
yes, and
Mm-mm.
you see, this is what I don't understand with these kids. They do shit and then they think about it. Oh my God, I should have never done that. Oh, what was I thinking? And
No
then your
fear,
whole
no
life is
fear of
over.
repression.
Yeah.
No fear of anything.
Yeah, that's a wrap. Her
Yeah,
life is over.
done
Yeah,
for.
it's
The
a
rules
total
ain't the
lie.
same over there. No,
Not at
they
all.
rules ain't
No,
the same.
no, 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 no. And I'm telling you now, in those countries, them prisons be bad, bad, bad. It's like
Look,
looking at
she'd
that
be
show
lucky to
Locked Up
fulfill her
Abroad.
whole sentence.
She
Mm-hmm.
won't. She won't. 100% she won't.
She probably
That's
won't. That,
sad.
But I
that little
mean,
girl would probably kill herself or something crazy because she a little crazy already. So they'll have to be watching her.
'cause, yeah, she's a done daughter. Done.
Yeah, she'll be on watch. Okay, guys. So on a lighter note, while the sperm cells are, the little guys are working. What's going on with Al Pacino? Al Pacino at 83 years old, he got his
My
little
dude.
21, his little 29-year-old chick pregnant.
What?
His little guys are working, honey.
Yeah. Look, hey,
Robert De Niro's are too.
Yes.
I ain't mad, but are these dudes for real? I feel like they're really thumbing their nose. They basically going, look, fuck my first wife or my ex-wife or whoever baby mama. I'm gonna leave everything to this young chick. That's the only thing you can be saying or doing that for. Is you got to be like, you know what? I'm dying soon. Let me piss everybody off.
Yeah, see,
82.
and the young little chick, well, she's 29, but she had already been with like some billionaires and shit like that already. Like she had some stuff going on, so she was already like on the billionaire streak. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get me
Oh,
some
so she like
money.
tricks.
Right, bro.
Okay.
You still
Look,
got it.
I don't care who you
She's
are.
setting
If you
herself up.
29, huh? That
Brian
she,
said he
you know
still
what? That's
got it.
awesome.
He
I
still
mean, I
got it,
give you
honey.
that. Yeah, nah.
All you got to
Yeah,
do is lay there if you got the little chick twerking on you. The little
mm,
guy's gonna come. We
nah.
coming.
No pun intended.
Right. Listen, hey, his shit was.
Oh, wait.
Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
We got to change that last part. I just don't know about that whole maturity shit. But anyway, I digress. Call it what you want. Call it what you want.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what those guys are proving by being with younger kids that could be like they're like
They,
3
no,
times
no,
the age. Like,
they proven that they can still get that ass. It doesn't matter. Listen, call it what you want. Those young chicks, what are those young chicks proving by being with those old dudes? I'm going for money. So his thing is, you know what? If I got to pay for it, you're going to pay for it. You lay there while I drape my soggy ass over you and do what I do while my Johnson stands up in defiance of God and gravity just to poke you. That's why. That's what he's proving. You're welcome.
Carrie, you're definitely mature enough for the show, okay?
Hey,
Brian Johnson said we
before the
still got
time.
it. He said we. Okay, Brian, that's what's up.
Exactly. That part. My
Carrie.
dude. My dude.
We still got it.
Hey, that's all
Listen,
right.
at 82, every man wants to come and then go. Who cares? You're done after that. It's like, all right, just hey, like y'all seen The Color Purple? How'd he die? On top of me.
Like he's
That
gonna be
shit's-
like 101 years old when that child is 18. Like,
He ain't gonna make it to that fucking child's 18th birthday. What's wrong with you? And I love Al. Uncle
He'll be
Al's the
the
man.
one on the sidelines with a walker and gum and crackers and stuff while they're at it.
But you know
y'all
what?
stop
Football
underestimating
game.
that Italian man, okay? Just don't do that.
He's still gonna be the biggest pimp going if he does. Shit, what they got to do
Italian
with
or
that?
Jew, whatever he got going on in him, because he got some things on it, all New York, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Trey said he still got that strong game.
Trey, time out.
Shoot. It's Robert
Hey,
De Niro. It's Al Pacino. Shoot, they could get it.
Yes, they can, of course. At this age, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Knock yourselves out. They ain't let nothing stress them out.
Yeah.
They let Martha Stewart pose for the cover. So I mean, you know, ooh, could you imagine if her and Al got together? That'd be like two sailboats fucking. All that flapping going on.
That's a lot of
Sailboat.
Yeah. You heard it. Hey, boy, y'all better
What
know.
does that even mean?
You know what that look means.
How does these sailboats fuck? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
You know what that y'all know.
That
Anyway,
doesn't make sense.
so what are you guys' thoughts on AI being a threat? It looks like 90 jobs are going to be 90. I don't know if it was 90 million, 90,000, but I just got the number 90 will be lost by 2030. What are your thoughts on anyway and the AI taking over period, especially all these customer service jobs? See, I'd rather speak to a person any day because the AI stuff is not working quite well for me.
See, I think you can never replace human empathy. And so there are things that they can do. Yes, they can complete lots of calculations quickly, way more than we can, things like that, but you'll never be able to replace compassion in the human heart. So you talk about, you know, customer service and things like that. Hell, the shit's already bad. It's either bad or you can't understand the person based on where they come from. So I just think, again, you're going to force that two-class system that they've been pushing forever and always.
Yeah.
I think it's a gift and a curse, pretty much like anything man-made. It's going to go too far.
Yeah, it definitely is. Trey say I have them calling me daddy. You know what?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know.
And Brian said Bruce hit it. Yeah, he did.
Oh,
That's
All the
a
skinny
lie right
girls let
there.
Bruce hit it, let Nick bounce tonight. Oh, I got you. Shake that monkey. Shake it.
oh my gosh. Okay,
That's proof
moving.
that there's somebody for everybody. Like seriously.
Yes. So moving and moving. Okay, so this one is really interesting because I am a fan of Vibes Cartel, but he done killed somebody back in like 2013, 2014, or it's alleged that he did, and he says to this day that he didn't. But anyway, so they have him under some crazy, crazy conditions because this is what's happening. He has Graves' disease and he has a heart condition. And because they found a cell phone on him, they now have him in like damn near 23 hours confinement in the hole with no ventilation, little or no ventilation, because you guys know what the hole is. You go in a hole, ain't nothing but a brick, and he
A door.
all you got is this,
Yeah,
enough for that little tray to come in and tray to come out. And it's just really crazy. It's really crazy the conditions that a lot of these inmates are under. But you know, that's what happens when you get involved in shit and you kill somebody or
Yeah, but
whatever
you know
happens.
what?
Or
That sounds like they're trying to get him out of there because it's a whole lot of people who've done a whole lot worse who are living in pristine conditions by comparison.
yes,
So it sounds to me
yes,
like they're trying to he's either on that snitch list or something's going on. They're trying to X him because that's really inhumane. I mean, you go crazy
yeah,
in that like solitude anyway. So
right. And his attorney is just kind of like, losing it. Like, look, this is not it, and he's bringing attention to it. And you know what happens when you bring attention to a prison? Ain't nothing they can
they
do in a
gonna
second.
call Al Sharpton and his perm to come help out, and everybody gets together and does a fish fry and a GoFundMe and shit. Somebody's gonna go get it.
Yeah,
He said
yeah.
a fish fry and a GoFundMe.
They're gonna pass the church hat.
That's an island thing. You do a fish fry for everything. So
So that's for everybody.
Oh shit!
You
You killing me.
But you came in just right with it, though. So, anywho, moving right along. Okay, so what are you guys' thoughts on children being taught to cook as a part of the school curriculum? Because I remember when I was going to school, you either had home economics, I had typing class, you had cooking, there was woodwork for the guys, and I chose to leave typing and go to cooking. And I'm a great cook today, but I still do the middle finger typing, even though I go fast as hell.
I took all that shit. Everything you just listed.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
they
I was in metal shop, wood shop.
look at
I was in home ec. I took typing.
George
Yeah,
is
all
that
that
kid
shit.
who want to eat all the damn time. I think
Hell yeah.
what's my thought? I think yeah. Look, I was actually just telling some classmates the other day. I started cooking when I was 4 because I didn't want to wait for my mom to 4. FO apostrophe both. Because and this is back when you had the gas stoves. We have gas stoves out here, but in the Midwest they still have electric mostly. And so
right,
literally, I didn't want to wait on my mom to get up. I went downstairs with that big ass heavy cast iron skillet. Got on a step stool, put it on there, turned the heat up, started cooking eggs, and she came down there like, what the hell? And then she was like, oh shit, those look pretty good. Went back upstairs. See, in the 70s, you could do that, and we didn't even die
right.
once. We didn't die not once, and now
Yeah.
these kids ain't do shit. So yeah. So yeah, I'm all for it. But among other
Brian,
things,
you stupid. Brian, you are completely stupid.
I'm sure he's right.
But you're
I'm
also
sure he's
completely
right.
true.
He's his father's son. Oh, Lord.
I want to
yeah,
learn to sew. I want to learn to cook. I want to learn to type with all the girls.
yep. It's
And the
called
woodwork is
playing.
like,
It's
nah,
called
my
playing
balls
the
over there. I can't
odds.
do it.
Yeah, it's called playing the odds, brother. That is.
Oh shit. That part.
I
Okay.
was so proud of myself because I did do cooking and I made a bunny cake, which was really cool. And I can still make one to this day. It's really neat. I
Bet
was
you
really
can.
proud of myself.
You know what? At the meals you've been cooking, I'm gonna need you to never tell anybody you took home ec
And I'm about to
again
say,
because
and
I'm thinking you failed that class miserably.
No.
I
Mm-mm.
don't know about
Don't get
that.
it
I don't know
twisted.
about that.
I can cook. You guys just don't appreciate my style of
Okay.
cooking.
So then what happened was that she created this beautiful, beautiful, wonderful child that is an awesome freaking cook. And the type of stuff that she over there cooking, it makes you want to like, what the hell? So, so yeah, she
Yo,
ain't got
They're
to cook.
wonderful children because both the twins can cook. In fact, they could really have their own cooking show,
why can't they mama
like
then?
cooking with the twins. Like seriously, they can cook because they learned from my mom and my grandma.
She was not a part of the equation. That's okay, babe. That's okay.
I'm just trying to figure out what to do with. What do
You
I
are a
do?
part of the equation when you eat. All you gotta do is get a plate. You know
Exactly.
That part.
that part right there.
All right, man.
Okay, so did you guys see the
But
video?
wait a minute.
Exactly.
Wait a minute. I do have a funny cooking story though.
Go.
I was dating this chick one time. She
Oh,
had 3
Lord.
kids, right? And her birthday came up, and we was asleep, and we woke up, and it was all kind of smoke and shit going on in the house. We're like, what the fuck is going on? These kids are like 7 years old, you know. So they done decided they gonna get up and they gonna make mama a birthday cake.
Oh shit.
We in the kitchen, and when I say these kids had everything, they had the batter, the eggs and the sugar and the icing, and it was all in the pot. All of it was in a big casserole bowl. And I'll say the eggs, they used a whole dozen eggs, shells and all.
I mean, look, it's
the
the effort, dog. It was the effort, dog. It was the effort. That's all I can say.
That shit was funny as hell. I'll never forget it.
It
Well,
was
you know,
effort.
I tried to make a chicken pot pie.
How will that work out?
Yeah.
Well,
Next.
the thing is, I used the cookbook and I used it, to a T. I followed it step by step.
Oh, we had this
Never
conversation.
never once did it tell me to cook the chicken first. So after 40 minutes of cooking, the chicken was still frozen, but the vegetables were all nice and delicious, and the crust on top, it was all golden brown, and it was just amazing. So
Crystal?
we just
No.
ate around it. So they had like vegetable pot pie instead of
So
chicken.
you had salmonella pot pie?
Yes.
Boy, listen, wait.
Salmonella?
Yes.
Well, the vegetables were hot.
Okay,
And
you
the
know
crust
what?
was
Crystal, the more
brown.
you talk, you know what, babe? Okay, let's just go to the next one.
Yeah, she gonna make me pull out the hard liquor. Go ahead, fire to see. Y'all gonna mess up my whole night. Boy, swear for Jesus. Right, Barry, talk to her, talk to her, Barry.
Brian said, unbelievable. It's okay, sis. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, chicken pot pie with frozen chicken.
Well, it didn't tell me to cook it first. My mom told me that's what I should have done after the fact, but it didn't say to do that in the cookbook.
I just really think that the cookbook thought that common sense will tell you to cook the chicken.
Ain't common, baby. It ain't common.
But how do you know you're supposed to cook the chicken and you're following the cookbook step by step if that's not one of the steps?
Well, if it's not, you should have thought about that on your own. Like, you know what?
Hey,
I think I need to cook this chicken before I put this chicken in this thing right here.
Hey, Brian.
I basically took it.
I hate to be the bearer of bad
and
news,
put it in
but
the pot.
that's your sister.
Hey, man.
And I tried to make some chicken and dumplings. Let's just say, and I still don't understand how this happened, because I watched my grandmother make hot water cornbread. So you're supposed to like make your dough and just drop it in hot water. Well, with chicken and dumplings, it just disappears. It just evaporates. And you just have soggy water.
No, it doesn't. Okay, hold on. You know what? We are moving right along. Roger, I need you to come back. We're going to talk more about this at another time. Right now, we're going to move along. We're moving forward. Okay, so did you guys see the video with the attorney from New York that was fired for snatching a wig from a female while he was drunk walking with his friends on the sidewalk? That shit was off the chain. But it's on YouTube. It's on somewhere. I'm sure, George, you can find it within a minute or two.
He did what now?
A New York attorney snatched a wig from a chick's head. And I don't even know what got into him, because if you saw the guy, he was just as freaking nerdy as he just looked like he just came from a case and he was just hanging out with his boys and they were walking on the sidewalk. He saw this chick and pulled off her wig. And she
Liquid courage.
Yes. I don't even know who told him that he should do it. I don't know if his friends were like, yo, pull her wig off. and he did it. But then he found himself like, yo, like, cause she was like, why you that? She went off. That chick was going off, and it lasted for a couple minutes. And of course, the firm fired him.
Of course.
Why? I mean, I'm being for real. Why?
Well, they said that they usually don't get involved in people's, stuff like after hours and stuff like that. But when a video goes viral, and you're an attorney, and you do some dumb shit like this. Okay, here we go. Go ahead, George, run it. Look at this freaking idiot. Oh.
He's an attorney, according to the information. Here it is.
Sir, for what reason? For what reason? For what reason did you take my wig off? Because what made you think that was the good thing to do? What made you think that was the good thing to do? For what? For what? Why did you do that? What makes you think that that's okay? Is that funny?
Yeah, it is.
Is that funny?
Yeah, it is.
You don't even know me. Do you hit women or something? Why did you take my wig off and keep walking?
There's no reason.
For what, sir?
He's saying just apologize.
Why?
Just say it.
Why did you take my wig off and just walk away? Because what?
He did not want to apologize.
Why?
Because he did it on purpose.
Nah, have a nice one. Have a nice day. You're nice to him. He needs somebody to beat his ass. I'm dead ass.
Let's put up a picture full mass.
That dude,
He did that
that guy,
because he was black.
y'all think I'm angry?
Viral video posted by musician Lizzie. Lizzie Ashley showed the aftermath of a man who allegedly snatched her wig off in the middle of the street and continued to walk away without even offering an apology. Now, obviously, that seems to be an insane story.
Yes,
Wow.
it
I
is.
bet I know why he got fired. I mean, outside the obvious. Mainly, public
Yeah,
intoxication.
king of the
So he was publicly
jackasses.
intoxicated, representing that law firm. The minute they put his name and associated with them, they had to sever ties.
Yes.
It wasn't.
Right.
That's all it was. 'Cause I promise you, a whole lot worse has been done to certain people, and people kept their job. That was
Of course.
a black guy. And I mean, for whatever reason, it is what it is. At least he got fired. But agreed, I think we all agree. Had that video not been there, nothing.
Yeah, of course it would have never, because it would have never happened.
Mhm.
Right.
But
Hey,
anyway,
Brian said if that was a sister, was it a sister or was it a white girl? Sound like it was.
no, that was a sister that it happened to.
I'm about to say, like I said, yeah, it sounded like
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, it
No,
was a
no,
sister that
no.
it happened to.
Hey, wait, hold on, Brian. If it was a sister with an AH versus a sister with ER, is that what we talking about? Is that what we talking about? AH.
You know
I'm
you
what I'm
stupid,
talking
hey?
about.
Right. That part.
Yeah, he'd have been holding his ribs because she'd have stabbed his ass. That's what would have happened.
Well, I was trying to figure out if that green thing in her hand was the wig. Because if it was, it needed to
Yeah.
be snatched off.
See, I'm like, no, let me hear him out. Let me hear him out.
We're thinking the same thing.
Was her glue bad? Was she coming from a party? I mean, let's hear the man out.
He
But
probably
yeah.
thought it was an ornament from a Christmas tree or
Look, the dude was faded. I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, had there been a man around worth his salt, he would have slapped the guy and kept it pushing. But he didn't. He said, "Are they in Kansas City?" I doubt it. I'm not sure. I doubt it.
That's a good question. It does seem like some Westport Plaza shit.
It did, but nah,
Right.
that's pretty funny. So good. He lost his job. Fair play.
And so,
would
Cindy,
you-
I'm about to snap into your world just for a split second. I know that I'm always jumping on Roger's
you
basketball
are.
world and sports world, but
Mhm.
how about The Little Mermaid making 118 million plus at the box office on the first week out?
Yes.
I'm loving
Well
that.
deserved. Well
Yeah.
deserved. That
I'm
film
loving that
is
for Chloe.
fantastic. It is fantastic. Melissa McCarthy does a great job as Ursula, but Halle as Ariel, no one else
Yeah.
could have pulled that off. Like, no one. Perfect casting. It was amazing. The special effects, girl.
So with that being
casting was
said,
good.
with that being said, Now, let's check out the movie with Crystal C.B. Booker.
All right. Now, as we heard already talking about Little Mermaid, oh my God, Little Mermaid is amazing. If you guys haven't seen the film yet, definitely do yourselves a favor and go and see Little Mermaid. It was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. The special effects were great. Javier Bardem did a great job playing King Triton. It was really cool to see just the diversity of the film. It was amazing. They had like her mermaid sisters were, different nationalities from all the seven seas. It was so beautiful. It was such a beautiful film. But Halle Bailey did her thing. To all her haters, up yours. She did her thing. Here's a trailer of it. Here's the Little Mermaid, guys. It's amazing.
All hands on deck! Abandon ship! Take the code, man! Over here!
You broke the rules. You went to the above world.
A man was drowning. I had to save him.
This obsession with humans has to stop.
I just want to know more about them. Ariel, don't!
Poor child. I can help you. You can't live in that world unless you become a human yourself.
Is that even possible?
It's what I live for.
Something about you seems different. I can't quite figure it out.
He got legs, you idiot.
I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know something's starting right now. Watching, you'll see. Someday I'll be part of your life.
He's a human. You're a mermaid.
That doesn't make us enemies.
It is
Are
such
you
a
fucking
great.
clapping, really? Are you?
I am. It is fabulous. That film is fabulous. They did such a good job. Like,
Oh, Jesus.
it's
That's right.
fabulous. Great casting. The special effects were great. Everybody, like, the chemistry was wonderful. They even had a cameo of Jodie Benson, who originally did the voice of Ariel in the first Disney film. And it was amazing. It was an amazing film. And I forgot the name of the actor who originally did Sebastian, but he also did a cameo in the film as well.
I think that's cool.
But it was an amazing film, and just the vibe in the movie theater was just, everyone was just in awe, in amazement. It was so fabulous. And after the film was over, people clapped. There was like a standing ovation for the film after it was over. I was so happy to see that. It was an amazing time. It's an amazing vibe. If you guys get a chance to see this film, definitely go see it. And also coming soon is the new Transformers. Now, this one is definitely one a must see, and one that has been long awaited. So it's going to be really, really, really good because this time the beast bots, and I forgot what we called them back in the day, but the beasts are now joining the fight, and it's good, really good. And that comes out June 6th. So you don't want to miss that one, which I would think is next Friday. So yeah, definitely go see Transformers and continue going to see Little Mermaid, and still playing is Fast X. Don't forget to go see that, continue seeing that, as well as Guardians of the Galaxy. So all of those films I recommend, from the still playing to the coming soon, but definitely check them out. These are excellent films.
Stop! Stop! You want it? Come and get it. For centuries, our kind has stayed hidden on Earth. But darkness has found us again. Prime. This is about the fate of all living things. Unicron is coming. It won't stop!
Back up. Oh, I thought we were boys.
You want it? Come and get it.
You brought a human here? I'm nobody. I ain't even seen nothing. I'm not even seeing anything right now.
Think you hold the link and you haven't met the aim. Stop!
This is not our war.
Optimus, we must trust each other to protect the home we all share.
How big can this guy be?
He eats planets. So, like, way bigger than a planet.
In the end, everything you cared for will be consumed.
Maybe there's another way to save our home.
You've never faced anything like this. Let them come.
Yo, Noah,
Take the wheel.
Man, I tell you what, boy, they
June 9th.
That's
It was
what
score
we
like
did, a
this
windmill.
money, don't they?
This
Hey,
one does
Brian
not.
said Disney's undefeated.
They going on, yeah, they going on bringing all the old
And in
yeah,
answer to
childhood.
your, in answer to your question, Brian, The Color Purple comes out Christmas Day of this year, 2023, is the release date so far.
I thought he was being facetious.
No, he's been
They're
serious.
serious
He
about
likes-
it.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, he likes Color Purple.
That's
Everyone
funny.
is actually interested in seeing that remake. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting because Hallie, once again, she plays Nettie in the new remake of Color Purple, so she's going to
Really
do
good,
her
yeah.
thing
Really
for
good, yeah.
sure. So I'm really looking forward to that. And anything else that she's in, she was amazing. I can't see anyone else that could have played Ariel. It was perfect casting. Now I see why they chose her, because no one else could have pulled that off. Like, no one. She was amazing. That's the only word to describe her, is just amazing, phenomenal, fabulous. She did it. She proved all the haters wrong. And of course, people are going to still find fault in her performance, find something negative to say. But you know what? The positive outweighs all of the negatives. She was amazing. She did her job. She
I
did a
know. She
great
came
job.
from a tampon string and a performance to just like really just doing the damn thing. So yeah.
It was amazing. I was blown away. But the Transformers is also
Right.
another good one that
I just said I need a
definitely
drink.
makes the point.
Yes.
All right, man.
So JJ, hey love.
Hi, JJ.
Thank you for chiming in.
Hi,
Gage,
Gage.
what's up? I know, Gage. I know. I went far. She had a performance, so she had her little string out, and it's like no one forgot that for the longest. And now she's just like booming, coming out left and right, just swinging like I don't care what happened back then. That was just a string. That was
Hey,
not
you
time
know
and
what? You
money.
can do 100 things right, boy. If you mess up one time, that's the one thing everybody's gonna remember. Oh, this person cured cancer, got a gold medal at the Olympics, won the lottery, made $1 million. Yeah, but you remember that time they motherfucker trip walking up the steps? Boy, that's the human nature. That is human nature.
That goes to say that she's human and shit happens, but it's all good.
Really, shit happens.
Yeah,
It's called love.
5 to 7 days a month. Shit. All right. It is what it is.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. So what else is good in the hood? Is that it for movies?
Well, I was going to say that for those of you who do like the classics, and since this is a time of travel, people will be traveling during their summer vacations. You may want to revisit a film. It's a classic called The Last Time I Saw Paris, one of my favorites, with Van Johnson and Elizabeth Taylor and Walter Pidgeon. It is a fabulous film. It's about socialites in Paris. Donna Reed is also in it. Van Johnson plays a reporter. He falls in love with Elizabeth Taylor's character. Her sister likes him. I mean, it's a good film. It's a really good film, but it also shows the beauty of Paris and the different places to visit and different tourist spots to visit. So if you want to check out a really good film for the summer, I would definitely say visit the classic Last Time I Saw Paris. It's also in color. So for those of you who don't like the black and whites, it's a color film and it's really good. It's got a good story, good plot, good storyline, and it holds your attention, but it also captures the beauty of Paris. As a matter of fact, Dinah Shore sang the theme song to the film, The Last Time I Saw Paris. So if you guys want to check that out.
Now, mind you, nobody in this film is still alive. So keep that in mind when you guys watch this shit.
That's why it's called a classic from the golden age. You don't get films like that anymore. You don't.
Oh.
But they are amazing films.
You could have kept that one in the file cabinet.
I know, for real.
No.
And people like me who don't really know when folks die or whatever, because I just
Trust me,
don't keep up with
everybody
the
in this
classics.
motherfucker gone. I promise you that.
They are. But they are. So what's your point? So we shouldn't listen to people
need
who have
everybody to
passed
know.
on? We shouldn't watch films of people who have passed on? What are you trying to say?
I mean, no. I mean, it can. Of course, it can happen. It's just, you just can't be like, what are they doing today?
Sleeping.
Hey, they're not in France.
The eternal sleep, the sleep of no return.
What are they doing today?
Not have the same excitement.
Right.
Any damn way.
Yeah, exactly. It shouldn't stop you from watching it. It's still good. It's still good.
Hey, tell them, Hoss. Tell them, Hoss.
Hey, I like the classics. Turner Classic Movies is my favorite station. That's all I watch for classics. I love the classics because you don't get film like that anymore. Just the pure raw talent. You don't have that anymore. You don't see that anymore.
That's right, sis. Fight for your right.
Yeah, I love watching classics. I love it.
Roger, you stupid.
That says a lot.
I say it unapologetically. I love classics. Now what?
I'm making my
That
nose.
says a lot.
Oh shit. Hey, shut up, George. We watching Bewitched when we get off this shit.
I'm classy and sassy. Now what?
Then we watching I Dream of Jeannie, fucker.
I watched both of them.
I know you did. I know
exactly.
you did. Titty dad. Oh my God.
We would know the Brady
So-
Bunch if not for watching the classics. If people didn't watch classic TV, you wouldn't be able to connect with the Andy Griffins and the Beverly Hillbillies. That's classic TV, or the
But
Green Acres.
that's classic for us, but for these kids today, they're gonna be like, "What?
Yeah, they would. Yeah, exactly, bro.
And why am I
Honeymooners.
watching this?
Yes.
You mean everybody's dead today? What?
I'm
They wouldn't
feeling right
understand
now.
that.
To the moon, Crystal. To the moon.
Ow, bang, zoom.
Dude, Honeymooners, dude. Cedric the Entertainer did a remake of the Honeymooners.
Okay, you know what? On that note, and it wasn't good. So, and I love
It
saying
was
so,
funny.
yeah,
It
on that
wasn't meant
note,
to get an Oscar. It was meant to be funny.
Mm-mm.
It did its job.
we'll agree to disagree. I love saying. I just saw him. Hey, listen, I've seen Kings of Comedy, but you know, I get it. I get that's a moneymaker family movie. But
Are we good for movies? Are you still going, Mama?
No, that's it.
Okay, we're gonna jump into sports.
hey, listen, I can't compete with that because I don't have many classic footage right now. But I'm gonna tell y'all about what's going on currently.
Well, hold that thought.
Hey,
Yo, let's get it. Sports and fitness with Roger Hawkins.
To the window, to the window.
there you go. There you
Okay.
go. I know, right? Hey. So, yeah. So not a whole lot on the horizon right now. As far you know, we kind of in between stage. And, you know, I always got to keep up with what my boys are doing. In theory, we were supposed to have a pretty high profile receiver coming, DeAndre Hopkins, by way of Houston and the Cardinals. That ain't gonna happen now because Baltimore kind of screwed our deal up. So we're still probably looking for number one in the NFL. For those that don't know, talking about the Chiefs. If you don't know, you probably should go to bed. Anyway, like I said, we're making some moves. We're making some moves, but yeah, DeAndre's probably off the table. So I know some of us were looking forward to that. Shit ain't gonna happen. Sha'Carri Richardson, track and field. I'm on track and field now. American sprinter, the girl that got banned for weed, basically. She got bumped in the National Olympics for smoking weed, which I think was complete BS. She's come back with a vengeance. She's having a really good 2023. I want to like her a lot. I want to pull for her. She's doing her thing. She has toned everything down in terms of she was just doing too much. She was kind of trying to do the FloJo 2.0 thing, and she was doing well. Hell of a runner, but it was too gaudy. She was gaudy. Like, are you going to be a good athlete or are you going to be a showpiece? And I think these young people need to choose a lane. So she's kind of toned down the outfits and she's running her ass off. She's doing well. I wish her the best because I think no matter how you feel about her being hood or whatever, young lady's good. And, you know, it's politics and everything in any sport.
Yes.
The track and field, no different. So the fact that she's running a world-leading time in the 100 right now, I'm definitely pulling for her. So big ups to her out there. Also on track and field, there was a young lady in Oregon. I believe it was in Oregon. I'll have to double check. She won the high school state championship team title alone. Don't ask me how. She won it alone. She beat every other team and won a championship by herself. She got first in like 5 events or something like that, which is the max you can do for in a field event or whatever the rule is. It was either Washington or Oregon. I will double check my facts. But this young lady literally won everything and won the state title by herself. I mean, she should be like queen for the week or something. Wow. It's incredible. Incredible. I mean, big ups to her. And then Angel, I got to talk Angel Reese. So for those that don't know, Angel Reese is the young lady from LSU who, you know, teased the little chickadee from Iowa after they beat Iowa in the finals to win the NCAA championship in basketball. Now, what's funny is everybody was making a big fuss about, how she was classist, et cetera, et cetera. We all know why. I mean, hey, it is what it is in this country. But anyway, she, along with a couple of other collegians, are going to be in Sports Illustrated this month. So that's kind of a big deal because they already had the one little girl that was going to be in there, the blonde chick, and now they've got her gracing, and then they've got a couple of other athletes. But listen, that girl's a tall drink of water, 6'3", and all that. Listen, I don't like young people like that, but if I did, I'd tackle her big ass. So anyway, she looks good though. She looks really good. She had a good shoot. And, she's definitely capitalizing on her newfound celebrity and things like that. She calls herself Ghetto Barbie. So, take that for what it is. But just got to give her a big shout out in that respect. She's doing her thing. So, that's kind of what's going on for the most part in sports and all of that. For the fitness part, I'll tell you guys about detoxing when I get done drinking for this wedding this weekend. We'll talk about maybe if we're lucky, I'll take some video of me trying to traverse Stone Mountain. It's been about 10 years since I've gone up Stone Mountain, so I may let you guys tease me going up Stone Mountain trying to sweat out all the alcohol I'm going to consume. So we'll find out. I'll let you know.
I've always said I want to do that one time, but I don't know if I could do it right now. But I would. I just.
You live there. What the hell are you talking about? You live there.
No, I'm gonna do it at some point. I'm just not gonna do it this week or next week. Okay, I got 4 more weeks of recovery.
Oh, perfect excuse. Okay, so here's the deal. Stone Mountain is exactly what it says. It's a mountain made of a big rock. It's pretty smooth though. It's literally like a mile going up a mile. It's got a pretty good slope to it. So definitely a good workout. So there's that. So I may try and do that now. Now, for once, guys, since Mimi is always, kicking in my door when I got the sock on the knob, I'm going to do the same thing to her in reverse.
What?
Nothing, baby, nothing. I'm just saying. No, I know we had to jump into movies because it was just too good. It's too good, so we had to jump in CB segment. But I want to just try this out on y'all for a second. I have some questions that have been burning with me, and I just need you guys to tell me. I'm going to ask questions. I need y'all to tell me, does this make me a dick? Because I want y'all to go my thought process on it. Don't start by saying yes already, asshole. Hey, look, listen. Just wait. Damn, just wait. Everybody got that shit loaded like it's in a holster. All right? I ain't talking about me personally. I'm just talking about the question. All right? Number one. Does this make me a dick? Because I think that people that order their steaks well done should be charged double because you ruin meat and you're eating baseball glove leather. Now, exactly. No, so listen. Unfortunately, I was doing a job and it was in a restaurant. I was working on their computers, and I heard a gentleman order the breakfast special steak and eggs. And the first thing he said was, "Well done." Now, I hate to throw us under the bus, but the majority of times that I hear that shit ordered is us. Now, what I'm going to say to all my brothers and sisters out there is you should be throttled anytime you order a steak well done. It's sacrilege. And we got to get out of that shit about, I need it cooked all the way through. That's your hamburger if you want to. But for God's sake. Continue. Anyway, that shit grinds my gears. But yeah, I think there should be a rule. There should be a law. Restaurants should be able to charge you double for that shit. Just because you know what? That's sacrilege, and it's bad for the cow's memory. It's something about, for real. It's dishonorable. There you go, Gage. I rock with you, fam. At least medium. I can fade that.
Okay, so let me ask a question. So is medium considered like no red?
Yeah,
no, medium is pink with no blood.
Pink, pink in the middle, no blood, fairly warm. You can look at it as a third, and a third. Medium, a third, brown on top, on bottom, in the middle, like George said, pink, no blood. That's medium. Medium rare is
it's pink with blood.
There you go. And then rare, you know what that is. But
And then
it's
you
still
know what rare is.
yeah, but
Flip it
But
twice
it's
and
But
throw
still
it
you
up
can
on
good.
go, but you can go medium well.
medium well is it's so close. It's like a sliver of pink, and
Right.
it's like 2/5 a fifth and
Yeah.
2/5 at the bottom, but it is really, really warm.
Yeah. I would do
So,
medium well.
I mean, but and the thing is, if you have the right cut, if you have a really, really good cut, I ain't talking about that price chopper 5 for 25 bullshit, because I know y'all in Kansas City. I used to live by there. but
Right?
but but I'm just saying, it's one of those things you really have to, it's like anything, you have to kind of, so it's a practice thing. So anyway, that's my rant about steak. Stop doing that. Stop doing that in public. Embarrassing me. Don't do that in public. Don't order your shit well done. But I think they should charge people double. I just do. All right, I really do. Okay. Does this make me a dick that I think that did you talk about the young man that jumped overboard on the cruise line?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so George just got off a cruise, guys. He just got back from a cruise. We have our annual cruise. We know we do some cruising. There was a cruise coming from the Bahamas. Of course, they all do, by way of I forget. And long story short, an 18-year-old young man, so old enough, was dared by his friends to jump overboard.
Stupid.
And it's not that that's not tragic, but he fucking jumped. And the video is pretty bad. It was chaos on board. Most people believe he was eaten by the shark that everybody saw swimming not too far away. Some people believe he drowned. Either way, he didn't make it home.
Oh.
Does it make me a dick to say God's will has been done? Because listen, at 18,
That wasn't God's will. That was the devil's will.
No, it wasn't. That's called Darwinism. That's called, you know what? Some people don't deserve to procreate. Now, I feel bad for his family, but this idiot was going to get picked off sooner or later, because if you let your friends at 18 influence you to do some fuck-tarded shit like
Something
that.
worse was coming, okay?
I mean, it is what it is. I really feel bad for his family. Let me not say that I don't. But come
Right.
on. Really?
Right. Yo, jump off the bridge. We're coming after you. Okay.
And they did. So, I don't know. I don't know. So,
Hey,
okay.
With that being said, bam.
You got it?
Yep.
Credit to son. Let's go.
This kid jumped off. Oh my God. Oh, bye-bye. Oh, shit. That shit. Hey, the buoy. Yo, this kid's gone, bro.
And he did it at night too. Oh my God.
Exactly. And this is what people were saying. They were like, so you really did that at night when you can't see anything? You're in the ocean now. Obviously, if you're in warm waters, which they were, you never know what you got coming. And not that, I mean, there are obviously warm and cold water predators. But all that to say, look, I'm sure alcohol was involved. Sorry, it almost always is, to make that kind of choice. I don't give a damn how good of a swimmer you are. You're gonna, and it's not exactly easy to get back on a cruise ship, without the lifeboats or vest or whatever. So anyway, I would feel, I'd hate to be that kid's parents. Like I said, I would be crushed. I'd be sad, but then I'd be embarrassed that I raised such a dumbass. So
But
there's that.
that was stupid because, they even tell you don't swim in the beach at night because of the sharks and the other predators that are lurking in the deep. So that was really done in the
This is
middle
how
of
a lot of horror movies in the 80s began, correct? Okay. we know the end result. It's just the sharks took on the role of Jason. Okay. I know we're gonna get into our topic pretty quickly, but I have to be me, otherwise y'all would think I was not feeling well. I have a question. Does it make me a dick if I feel like we should be very, very careful? We should withhold. I read this, by the way, and I'm kind of prone to agree. It says we should be more prone to withhold excessive compliments from women because they get used to it. They don't appreciate them, and they start to take the man for granted. If he's constantly sweating her and constantly complimenting her, it's almost like, you blow it off because it doesn't mean anything. But if you withhold it for, and then occasionally parcel them out, it's more appreciated because it's almost like, okay, I have to really kind of put forth my effort instead of just waking up and expecting it. So does it make me a dick for agreeing?
I'm gonna have to get you I'm gonna have to get make a not a dick sign, because I would say that was not a dick. I agree with you on that one. You are not a dick.
Oh shit!
You got to
Okay.
ration the
And
compliments.
see, Mimi smiling. That's how I know she's fucking guilty. Mimi is smiling. So right there. And here's the thing.
You're not a dick, okay? You're not. I'm rolling with George right quick, okay? You're not a dick. Not on this note.
See, boy, see how tough we got it, fellas. See how we got it, fellas. If you don't do enough, you ain't shit. If you do too much, you soft, you a simp, and you still ain't shit. Boy, look, can't win. Can't win.
It is what it is.
That's why some don't try. All right, I'm done. I had fun with that segment. We will be back, I promise you.
All right, so check this out.
What's up?
I'm gonna give y'all a quick teaser of my new segment. It's gonna be starting next week.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna have a quick teaser, just a little brain teaser type thing going on. I call it worthless information in 90 seconds or less. So here we go. Something to think about. In 10 minutes, a hurricane releases more energy than all the world's nuclear weapons combined. These are facts. 35% of the people who use personal ads or online ads for dating are already married, and men are 3 times more likely to use them than women. A snail can sleep for 3 years. The cigarette lighter was invented before the match. Americans, on an average, eat 18 acres of pizza every day. Don't look at me. I can only do 1 slice. Hummingbirds are the only birds that can fly backwards. The human heart creates enough pressure when it pumps out blood throughout the body that it'll squirt blood up to 30 feet. So basically, Monty Python, Quentin Tarantino, you got it right.
Hey, I knew 2 of those. I knew 2 of them. That's good. That's cool though. That's cool. I like it. All right, we jacking around here, but I'm getting scolded. I'm getting reprimanded. So guys, hold on. Let me backtrack.
Yeah, I see that, JJ. You know, JJ was gonna have something to say about that.
I'm getting scolded now. Okay, so here's what I'm going to say, because I know most of the things I say I do on purpose, but I'm going to say there are rules and there are exceptions. Now, if you happen to be the exception to the rule who doesn't fall into the category of one of those people who, let's say, takes things for granted, expects it, blah, 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 then I will say, okay, fair enough. Now, I also know that, yes, we all need to make sure that the other person, whoever that is in our life, knows they're appreciated, respected, loved, blah, 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 blah. You can't ever leave somebody wondering, do you think I'm intelligent? Do you think I'm loyal? Do you think I'm, ride or die? Do you think I'm faithful, attractive, all that bullshit? But what I'm really getting at is and I've watched it happen. I literally watched this very thing happen on Friday, not to tell on myself, but I'm going to tell on myself. I was hanging with some buddies of mine from and I do your back. I was hanging with some friends from California who had come here, and I literally watched a young lady come in, very attractive, had her act together, yada yada yada. Was a neighbor of a friend of mine. I watched a group of his friends and relatives just sweat her. I mean, just one guy literally had a fiance there, but because he was alcohol impaired, he forgot temporarily he was engaged, and was in this girl's grill like a dentist. So I watched all of this happen. And me being an old, dirty, cool, angry old man, I just sat there and watched the whole thing. So a couple hours in, and I'm not bragging because they got to do with me. But she was like, hey, why are you sitting over here by yourself? And I was like, because I'm being cool like I am. And she was like, okay. My whole thing was this. I go, sweetheart, I'm not going to tell you you look good because everybody here in your whole life, you've been told you're attractive. I go, sweetheart, I don't chase my liquor. No disrespect. In the end, what I told her was, you know what? I see your hair is right and your shoe game is tight and I'm straight. And it blew her mind because she was like, I'm so flattered because I spent a lot of time on my hair. Most guys don't notice. I said, exactly. You're welcome. Now I was quite a bit older than she was. And we ended up having a very, very good conversation about business, et cetera, et cetera. But that's the point that I'm making. I'm not going to be like these guys, like puppies with their tongues out telling you how great you are and all that kind of thing. Because, hey, I'm sorry, no disrespect, but, pretty girls and all of that, that shit comes a dime a dozen and I got $1. So if that's all that you're walking in with, that's cool. But I'm gonna go the opposite direction. And yes,
it's too bad I can't play my song, the ugly song, because this totally.
You know what? You will
What ugly song? That bullshit song that we've been trying to get you to ban for 100
if
years.
you want to be happy for the rest of your life.
George. Thank you.
Yeah.
We love you. We do love you. No, but so I guess that's what I'm talking about. I mean, obviously we're looking at situationally. I'm not saying just all the time, be like, hey, for the rest of your life, I ain't gonna tell you shit. But my point is, you see how used to that she was, and she was attractive. And she was built like a brick shit house. And she had it together, and she was blah, blah this and blah, blah that. And you know
Did
what?
Did you say brick shit house?
That's the actual term, yes. It's brick shit house. Not brick house, brick shit house is the term. Because they are sturdy, they're stout, and woo, that's where the term came from. You guys learned something tonight. You're welcome. So when they say she's a brick in a Paul's house, they mean she's a brick shit house. That's where that term came from.
But you've never heard that? Bathroom.
You've never heard that, Crystal?
No,
George, it's your cousin. You know she hasn't.
If somebody said that you look like a shit house, I don't think I would be happy to hear that.
Nobody would say that.
Nobody said.
It's because the joke wasn't funny. That's why.
Nobody said you look like. It's a term. It's just terminology based on the build. 36, 24, 36. We got to get the song out. That's really all it boils down to. Is you
I
built
heard the song. I mean, I thought being a brick house was cool, because you're built solid, like a brick, badass. But shit house, that's new. I don't think I like that.
No, that's not new.
Not new. It's new to you.
You're
that's the term. You can't. They couldn't play that on the radio back in the 60s.
She's a brick shit house.
There you go.
Where is the compliment?
Yes.
It's not a compliment.
It is. It is.
How? If someone said, "Ooh, Roger,"
well, maybe it's almost like telling somebody, "Yo, you the shit."
If they say that, you don't come to somebody and look at them in the face and go, "Girl, you built like a brick shit house," but tongue in cheek to your fellow whoever, you go, "Hey, dog, she's built like a brick shit house." He knows what I'm talking about, but I'm not gonna say that to you. That's like saying you're cute to be ugly, you're cute to be old, or you're cute to be light, or cute to be dark. That's a backhanded compliment. You don't say it to someone. Like that's some shit you just keep to yourself, or you keep in close company. That's really all that is. But that's where the term originated. I know for the rest of the night, your head is just gone. She's like, I can't. Yeah, you probably heard this.
Back in the day when they built a shit house, they built it outside out of brick, and it was built to be stout.
And that shit withstood tornadoes.
Yeah, but it was a bathroom. A shit house is where you go to the bathroom, like a shit house, an outhouse, a piss house.
And guess what?
Usually built stronger than the house.
There you go.
You don't want to be compared to a shit house.
Well, that depends because some people don't age well. And like I said, if you still got your donkeys when you're late in your life and you're still holding up together and you got your dimensions, it's not an insult. It just is what it is.
Yeah, but if you tell someone they look like shit, that's not a good thing. That's not a compliment.
You know what?
Are y'all witnessing this, folks out there? Our listeners, are you seeing this? Are you
This is
hearing
our life.
the
Hey,
words that are
this is
coming
our
out of
life.
her mouth?
Normally we got to do this. We got to do this shit collectively together. But no, this is what I'm saying. It's not telling you that you look like it because yes, that's insulting. We're saying that the brick shit house was sturdier than the actual house. Come on, girl, go to her 5 heartbeats with me now. You know, a heart is a house. So,
But they didn't say a shit house of love. They
no,
said
but
a house of love.
exactly. You
Oh
have
my
to leave
God.
some.
You're killing me.
It's implied. It's implied because you're right.
Where is
It's
shit
not
implied in that song? Where?
the pause. If you understand music, you know that the majority it's based on 8 counts. If you do the counts and you listen to the pause in between the words brick and house, you will be able to integrate the word shit in your mind. Brick,
No,
shit house.
not even on a
Hey,
good day.
well, again, if
I
you
would
ain't never
just integrate it as
I'm
a
over here doing
pause.
it. Like, yeah.
exactly, you're welcome. And here's the thing: you may not admit that shit publicly, but if somebody tells you at our age, we're all post 30. If somebody says, "Yo, still built like a brick house," you might be like, "What? Boy, you so crazy," because you're gonna know good and damn well what he's telling you is, you know what, you kept your
Right.
figure and all that together. Now,
Yeah, because I'm 30, like a Mullingar hecker.
would you rather he say that, or would he rather you say your ass is built like a pumpkin that's been sitting outside for 3 weeks? I think
What
you'll
the
take
fuck
the
does
shit.
that mean?
You'll take that shit. Listen, I'm
You
just
know what?
saying.
You
It's
know
a
what?
phrase. It's a phrase.
Rods.
What?
Just stop.
It's a
Hey everybody, it's me, CB. Join us every Wednesday for your Midweek Motivator, offering you conversation, motivation, music, laughter, and a whole lot of fun. So tune in. Let's talk. Join us as we shake things up and talk things out. CB and the boys. Join us for your Midweek Motivation.
불타오르네.
Hey everybody, let's get together and feel alright with CB and the Boys radio show. Join us every Wednesday for your Midweek Motivator, offering you music, conversation, motivation, laughter, and a whole lot of fun. One love. Okay.
Hey,
With that being said, Christo.
Yes.
Really?
Oh,
Holy
we
shit.
are back,
Hey,
and
she's
Really?
you know what she's stuck on.
it's time to dive into our topic. We're talking about gun control and the 18th Amendment right and the right to bear arms. So we're going to have a conversation, different perspectives. So what's you guys' take on that? And keep in mind that we did have mass shootings over Memorial Day. And once again, condolences to the victims and their families. But Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, has signed into law. And keep this also in mind that when he signed this into law, there were no one was there except the NRA. He did it privately, kept out the press, everybody. He did it behind closed doors. He signed it into law. Whereas in Florida, anybody can have a gun, whether you're nuts, batshit crazy. They're not going to run a check on you. You don't have to have a permit. As long as you have the money to afford the gun, you can carry the gun. It's open carry. Do whatever you want. It's open season in Florida. So visit at your own risk. What you guys take on these?
It's a freaking purge. But anyway.
Basically. I think they're definitely trying to follow Texas with that. the bad part about it is there's no control. There's no control. And I mean, I don't know. It's like going back to the Wild Wild West. That's my whole thing. Like I don't, I'm not 100% sure what will eventually stop this. What will stop this? Because, well, actually I do. When certain high profiles people's families and friends start to go down, then it's going to turn into, you know what, it's going to damn near go civil war. And I hate to say that, but it's true. You're literally giving everybody the green light to become a vigilante, a maverick, or whatever you want to call it, and take shit into their own hands. So you know what? We don't have to do it. Y'all go out there and kill each other. Population control, and then we'll come and sweep up the pieces. I just think it's, I don't know. It's just a bad look. It's a bad look. Especially how easy it is to get a gun. And I say that not considering I'm a gun owner, but obviously I'm also not a felon and a whole lot of other things. You know, I'm a criminal in my own right. But hey, you know what? I'm legal. No felonies. I'm good. But yeah, it is. It's scary as hell. And like, look at old people. Look at the gentleman in Raytown that shot that youngster who rung his doorbell. I feel like, honestly, like with driver's licenses and different things, you know how you have to retest every so often to be able to practice law and different things, but you realize you don't have to ever retest again to carry, to get a permit to buy. They're the things that we should have stringent laws on. We don't. They should have all kind of testing and shit for people to be parents, to carry guns, to do all kind of things, but they don't. And you can get a gun when you're 18 and shit. By the time you're 80, senile, out of your mind, don't remember anything you hate, you still don't have to prove that you're capable mentally of owning. That's a bad loophole, but that's deliberate. It's very deliberate. And so I feel like, yeah, this is a bad look. This is a real bad look because, yeah, Florida is pretty close to, some of the other states that do that. So it's a bad look.
Oh yeah,
we're in trouble.
But it's not.
We are.
I'm not anti-gun. You know what I'm saying? I think if we're going to be honest, I think most men, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm not. Most men are not, and I'm not saying we're better or worse. Most men are not anti-gun because we understand the nature of it.
I'm not anti-gun either.
And I mean, I'm not saying women are not. I'm just saying, as a rule, guys, we just look at things a little bit differently when it comes to the protection and provision type of thing, as well as like, listen, the great equalizer back in the good old days was you got a big caveman, a small caveman. Well, when the small caveman got a bigger club, it became the great equalizer. It's the same thing today. Any little coward can pull a trigger. That's why so many people do it. It's easy. It's easy to not have any feeling attachment to it. It's not personal or close. You can shoot from across the street and be done. Never feel a thing. If you literally had to walk up on someone and physically take them out, it would be different. And like we talk about the Second Amendment, I'm paraphrasing, but I know that the whole right to bear arms. It came at a time when this country, the people that were here were trying to fight tyranny from their mother country, the country that put them here, and invasion. We use that to our advantage now to say, I have the right to bear arms and defend myself, blah, blah, blah. It's not the same.
Well, what the Second Amendment basically says, it's a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So basically, in layman's terms, this is saying that the Second Amendment states that as an American citizen, you have the individual right to arm yourself. The amendment also firmly establishes that the government cannot infringe on that right.
Right. And so they have loopholes and all kinds of other bylaws and things like that to basically narrow and weed out people that they do and don't want to carry and to own firearms. It's overwhelming and not in some people's favor. If you notice, when a lot of states legalized marijuana, they said you had to, if you got a weed card or did whatever, you had to give up your firearms or your permit to carry. See, what kind of shit is that? But it's just a way
They
of
want to make sure that you're not high, and all of a sudden you pop off on somebody and kill them.
bullshit.
But if
People
you
on
high, you
marijuana
won't be
will
doing
do
that. You'll be
shit
too busy
fast.
chilling and sleeping.
Right. Thank you. High people are the people that should have them. You know why? Because they got the munchies and they're tired. Those are the people I'm not worried about. Now, you want to talk about other drug users? That's
Yeah.
different.
Cocaine, for example.
Ain't nobody high. The only way they killed you is if you didn't give them that bowl of cereal. But other than that, people that high ain't doing that shit. They're maxing out. So,
Well, the Second Amendment was also it was ratified in December 15th of 1791. If that gives you an inkling how old this law is.
right.
Yeah, this is
There
what
it
Ron
is.
DeSantis. That's it.
The strongest piece of paper right there, Aaron. Strongest piece of paper in the country right there.
Hmm. He did it.
That simple ass little letter.
Yeah, it's a law now.
It changed the whole game.
So
And
my
not only
thought,
did he do that. Oh, go ahead.
go ahead. No, we said not only what?
I was going to say, not only did he do that, but he also did immigrant reform in Florida as well. So if you are an undocumented immigrant, and this means, and this is what is kind of crazy about this whole thing, because anyone can detain you. They don't have to be in law enforcement. Someone can do a citizen's arrest on you if they are suspicious that you're not from here, or if you look like that you could be an immigrant, whether
better
you
watch
are
myself.
one or not. Yeah, I mean, they can stop you, and then they can do a citizen's arrest and call the police on you if
Okay.
you can't produce your papers. Now,
So
who
imagine
walks
how
around with
badly.
your papers?
Imagine how badly this is going to go when one citizen tries to arrest an armed non-citizen.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? This
Yeah.
is still popular. It's still thinning the herd. I don't give a shit what you hide it behind. It is thinning the herd. Trey ready to strap. Trey ready to bust. Trey ready to bust for a while.
Always.
Trey ready to buck shot, boy. Lick shots. But I see. So again, this is what I mean by this shit is very intertwined. If you really pay attention, look at how deliberate that is. Okay, someone can make a citizen's arrest. This is that George Zimmerman bullshit. So you can claim to be watching your neighborhood doing whatever, and then you can use deadly force, and then you can hide behind the fact that I'm making a citizen's arrest. I'm exercising whatever right, duty, boom, boom. So this is why it's going to get dangerous, because you will then have certain people that believe they have a particular inalienable right, and then other people that don't. And so again, it's a way of getting people to kill each other, so that guess what? There's no blood on, the government's hands.
Mm-hmm.
I just, I think it's a real dangerous game that's being played, and a lot of people don't know that they are being played.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or just don't care, because it's crazy, because 53% of the Latin population in Florida voted for Ron DeSantis, not realizing what they did.
Well, they voted for that puppet, and that's what happens. I mean, politics is so dirty and corrupt. It doesn't matter. I mean, it matters, but it doesn't matter who you vote for. Nobody's going to have 100% approval, because everybody has an agenda and an ulterior motive.
But this man has already shown them who he is. Before he got reelected, he was toxic before then. But it's always the ones who think that they're not what they are. And it's and now they're pissed off. Now they're up in arms. But I'm like, where were y'all when we were the ones targeted? We're still being targeted. But now that it's affecting them, now everyone's up in arms. It just it's crazy. It's crazy.
So here's my question, and I guess I know we've got people out there that are obviously pro-gun and pro whatever. You have a couple of different factions. You have people that are like, listen, like if you look at Australia and certain other European countries, they literally said no more guns, and they pretty much took all of the private citizens' guns. That's never going to happen in America.
No.
So what is a compromise? Do you think they should take away just assault rifles? Do you think they should take away rifles that have magazines that carry a certain amount? What do we think would be a compromise that would make, I guess, all parties happy? For lack of,
This is the thing, though. It's not about the guns. It's about the people.
True.
And that's the problem. It's
Yeah,
not
but
because
people
guns
don't
don't,
need military issued weapons.
I mean,
That's the
so
part that I can't understand.
okay, so
why do you
CB,
need an AR-15 for what? You're not in the military, so why do you need a military issued weapon?
I would feel safer with that big old shit. I'm sorry. I feel better. I feel better. Come here. You're gonna get that rat-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta.
I just, you know what? Okay, I'm just gonna leave that shit alone.
What happened? I can't have my opinion.
No, hey, listen.
Look,
Hey, give him that rat. You give it to him, girl. I ain't fucking mad.
I don't want nothing small. I want something big. I want to feel protected. That's it,
That just sounds like a fucking little short woman. You're right. I know. You
I
probably
am short.
I know you are. You probably run and fucking high jump in the trucks because it makes you feel bigger. You still short. Get your ass sit down. I want a big ass gun. She can't even shoot, but she wants that shit.
Trey, I'm coming. We could shoot some folks.
And the thing, I think it's out of control. But you know what?
But seriously, though, on a serious note, though, I don't really think that those big things are needed for real. Like being completely like, okay, stop joking around, be real. I just think that you should have something, a nice little size for protection, but nobody needs to have all that ammunition in their house. Period.
But I think what's interesting. Okay, so here's the thought process. I think again, most people you have different schools of thought. You have these preppers out here that are literally waiting for a civil war or something else to pop off. I only say that because if you do something internally within the country, that's one thing. But for these people to go, I wish so-and-so country would invade. No, you don't. No, you don't. I'm here to tell you, no matter what you have in your house, you're not ready. You're not ready. They can fucking nuke, they can drone your ass from 2 countries over. But as far as the whole, I'm protecting me, I'm protecting my family. Who the hell hates you so much that you need like army style, militaristic, whatever? But you know what? As guys, we like that shit. We just do.
Yes. Some guys are military minded. Some of you guys are
Not
out
even
there
that.
like really like out in the woods shooting shit, and you guys like big things to just show each other like, hey, I got something big, or I got something bigger, and it's all
It's like having a piss contest. Who can piss the furthest?
I mean, some do. I mean, yeah, that is how some people feel in terms of who's got the most. But I also feel like you have people out there that feel like I know that the opposition, whoever that may be, has it. Therefore, I need to have it as well, so that I'm not the guy caught shorthanded.
Right.
So you have and there's no right or wrong reason. There's 1,000 reasons why people have this shit, but I feel like it's a runaway train. So my thought is, if it's a runaway train,
exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's a runaway.
You nailed it right. You hit the nail right on the head.
Yep, it's too late. It's too late. So now I've got to keep up. It's just like technology and everything. I've got to keep up, because if I'm sitting here with a little 2-shot Derringer and you sitting out here with a 720, a 47, yeah, it ain't gonna happen.
I agree with JJ.
No, 100%. Here's the problem for the people that get a hold of them. Now, what do? You know how many times police have been outgunned in firefights years ago? And if everybody had to load a musket and everybody had to stop and restock every 2 shots for a shotgun, I'd be in full favor of that. The problem is you got a bunch of crazy sons of bitches with, like we just said, with houses full of ammo and a bunch of guns. And I'm just here to say that some of us are actually normal. But
not many.
That part.
But
that part.
And
again,
see,
with me, it's a simple concept. Do I'm okay with having guns, but do I have all that? No, I got plenty of firepower. I got an XD 45. It's a 45. And I shoot swell. I shoot 47 out of 50 at 50 yards. Your average gunfight is about 10 to 15 feet.
Yep.
And I shoot 47 out of 50 at 50 yards.
And
So that
the
pretty
average
much means
gunfight.
I'm hitting what I'm aiming at.
Mm-hmm.
And with a
So
45, if I
right,
miss you and hit you in the hand, you still gonna fall down. So the whole thing
it
is,
is knocked
see,
down.
with me, here's my thing. If I shoot you, it's because you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing, and I need you to stop doing it right now. Not later, not after a 13 round clip, which is what's gonna happen with a 9mm. That's too perfect. You're gonna take
Mm-hmm.
it 30. If you're too high and too drunk, you're gonna empty a whole 13 round clip trying to stop somebody. I ain't got time for all that.
Right.
If I'm trying to stop you, I need to stop you with just one shot. And that 45 is gonna do it. My gun only carry 5 bullets. If I need more than 5 bullets, I got bigger problems than I think. And
But you
9
know what?
times out of 10, if it's 5 motherfuckers against one, if it's me and 5 motherfuckers and everybody got a gun and we all shooting, and I shoot one motherfucker, the other 4 is gonna run. 9 times out of 10.
Hey,
If I drop one
George is
motherfucker
fucking
with one
Black
shot,
Batman,
the
y'all.
other 4 is gonna get
George is
ghosts.
Black Batman.
I'm just saying. That's
So,
just the reality of it. I've seen it with my own
you have to
eyes.
ask yourself. You have to ask yourself. Here's the thing: the average gunfight lasts less than 6 rounds.
Yeah.
Hear me. In
Yeah.
Georgia, it lasts. So people go, "Oh, it's not the wild." But again, these are things that we don't, people don't understand because media and TV and all of that stuff hypes this shit up. And then of course we have our culture, which involves a lot of violence and things like that. Now, first of all, Trey, that's home defense. Because if you're walking down the street with that, I'm probably gonna aim at you or call the police. But you're right.
Right. Exactly.
The number one home defense. The number one home defense is a shotgun. Trey is 100% right. Number one home defense. The best home defense is a shotgun. It's not your favorite 1911. It's none of it. It's not just SIG. It's the click clack of that shit shackling, and then buckshot spreads. So he's 100% right. So again, if you're going to have this shit, know what you're doing and know why you're doing it. But for everybody that goes, I need to protect me, I need to protect my family. Who the fuck is trying to break in your house and kill you every other night that you need all that? I'm just asking, what did you do? What did you do?
Right.
But I do realize that a lot of us as guys, when it comes to things like guns and cars and all the fun toys that grown up boys like, we like what we like, and I'm no different, but at the same time, we are not the people that we are talking about because we're legitimately like, honestly, you want to know how you want to use, you hope you never have to use it. There are people that walk around wishing somebody would. And I don't know, I feel like there should be a test of mental faculties.
There should be, but these states are making it to where there'll be no test of anything. As long as you have money, you'll get a gun. Like here in Arizona, over Memorial Day, we also had a mass shooting here, where this dude was just walking around randomly shooting people, just out of nowhere.
That's a mental problem.
That's a serious
That's what
problem.
that is. That's a
Something's
mental problem. That's
wrong.
not a gun problem. That's a mental problem.
Yeah.
Again,
and
people.
that mental person should not have a gun. Period.
But how do you test and prove that unless you do universal testing for that? Like you have to wait. You literally have
They
to wait a few
weeded that
days.
out. There won't be any testing. And the
Hell,
other states are going to follow suit. Watch. These other stupid states are going to follow suit, especially the red states,
But
because they've really demonstrated
what they're
they
looking
don't.
at? You know what they're looking at?
Well,
Troubled youth and gangbangers.
Yes.
They're like, fuck it. If they shoot each other, this one's dead. We'll take that one to jail. That's 2 gone in one shot.
Yes.
Well, that was why that's why crates of guns were placed in certain ghettos in the 70s and 60s. If y'all don't think that shit's true, how do you think all of these semi-automatic weapons infiltrated the hood? Did nobody fly overseas and get that shit in Compton and Chicago and Detroit? That shit was strategically placed. But see, it's only just now coming to light to a lot of people. This is the truth. And the thing is, if that gives you as a drug dealer or a gangbanger the advantage, you're going to take it. And now guess what? You've got all these guns in the population that are doing these people's bidding. People think it's a joke and it's a conspiracy theory. No, it's true. That's done
It's a
deliberately.
setup. It's a setup.
Absolutely. And it's hard not to fall for it when you're like, look, I'm starving, I'm losing. You just gave me the advantage. So, I mean, like again, this train is run away. The horse has bolted from the damn barn, and it's really not going to be any. You have to have a whole universal repeal before that, and that's not going to happen.
Yeah, like I was looking at the news, guys, the other day, and I was looking at this lady. It's her husband, and her 15-year-old child, right here in Georgia. And two
Okay.
times the house was shot up like they were doing a freaking movie. And all I'm thinking to myself is when the mother was when she was being interviewed, she was like, well, I do have a 15-year-old son, and I don't know what he's doing out here or what happened to cause these guys, because the same guys came in the same damn car and
Yes, she
shot up the
does.
house twice in a
Yes,
week. And it's
she
like,
knows.
you know what your son is out there doing, because if it wasn't for him, your house wouldn't probably be shot up.
Right.
And somebody's gonna end up getting killed, because they're not gonna stop until they kill somebody in that house.
So what do you do? What do you do? And this is rhetorical, but what do these people do when their 15-year-old is literally paying the bills? You turn a blind eye, and that's
Well,
the
if your
cycle of
son is
destruction.
paying the bills, then that's one thing. You know what
But
I'm
I'm
saying?
just saying, if you allow somebody, if your house has been shot up twice, which means you can't afford to move, B, you can't afford somewhere better or to defend yourself, and fucking three, you know that your son is doing something, but you go, I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, you do. You know where you live, and you know what goes on there. So play crazy if you want to. The point that I
Right.
make is, if you know your son is into something, but he's helping float the family finances, you have to turn a blind eye. And this is why we're constantly doing GoFundMe's. If your son is selling dope, tell him to get a fucking insurance policy. Let's all benefit from what happens. Sorry. I mean,
Shit. All right,
that's
well, he's 15.
business.
Get an insurance policy and put his ass on it.
That's my point. That's business. You know what I mean? Because as much as we would hate to think like that, this is look, and I go back to, this is kind of a segue, but you realize if more people that were involved in that kind of stuff, if their families put them on $1 million policies, I promise you, police shootings would go down. And there was a clip of an actual police officer saying this, and it's true. Like, there are ways to eliminate some of this stuff, or at least capitalize and move up on it. A lot less police shootings, a lot less gang shootings. If people understood that, you know what, if you die, we get $2 million. Go ahead. And
See,
then yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to cut you off. I just read what Trey said, because Trey is like, they need to check their son. But this is the thing, love. You got these kids out here that are actually like putting guns up to their parents' heads and shit nowadays. Like, these kids are on some serious stuff. A regular 15-year-old does not look like a regular 15-year-old in your home.
Yeah. And the thing is, we got a lot of single mothers in the family. I get what Trey is getting at, but we got a
Yes,
lot of
I do
single
too.
moms. And here's the thing: your son is bigger than your ass by 12, 13. It ain't. This is why when we talk about we get into the sports and the difference between men anatomy and female anatomy. And people, no, listen, by the time your son is 13, 14-year-old, you can't do shit with him. You can't whip him.
Right.
You can't hold him down. This kid is as big as a grown man. And
And
so
you can't call the system juvenile and all that stuff and put them in a little spot to chill out for a week or two, because
Well,
then
but
they're
the
kicking
thing
ass.
is,
Then they're kicking the
you have to
officers'
do something.
asses.
I would never live in fear in my own house, but that's me. I also, like I said, I'm also not depending on my child for provision or protection. That's out of
Right.
order. So, I know my situation is different. You guys' situation is what it is, but let's think about a lot of people out there who have nothing else. They don't have anything else but that boy of theirs who is everything. Their protection, their provision. You got to let your 15-year-old son run the house. You know what I'm saying? That's the truth. But the thing is, yeah, I say it all the time. Fear is healthy, but you know what?
Damn, JJ.
But you know what? I tell people all the
Gangster
time.
stuff.
It's a disservice because women raise their daughters and love their sons, and that's a disservice to us. And they ain't got nothing to do. Yeah, you love your baby boy, and you don't want him to leave you like dad, and you don't want him to start treating you like this and the third. But that means by the time that little nigga is about 8, 9, 10, you got to use one of these. And you got to put him about 7 feet across the room and say, now go think about what you did. And for people that go, that's child abuse and all that, bitch, I abuse children and adults. Come over here. This is not what you want to do. My kids are absolutely afraid of me, and they will stay that way. We're not dealing with none of that. And this motherfucker here, oh no, this shit right here, this shit. But the thing is, but you know where I got that from? I got that from my mom and my grandmother.
That's
I really
right.
did. My pops, me and my pops were cool, but usually the woman is the disciplinarian and dad is the enforcer, and that's how it should be. We shouldn't have to lay down a law, but when we lay down a law or when we stand up, shit needs to stop.
Right.
But when dad isn't there, it becomes tough for women like this. Like I said, so I
Right.
understand when we have single moms and all that, but this is why you got to realize you can't be come here, Bookie, and Tink Tink and all that shit after they're like 6, 7 years old. You have to talk to them a certain way. And I'm not saying mean, but I'm saying you have to make them understand, as a young person, not as a baby, hey,
Right.
this is how this shit goes. And then they begin to understand, okay, and then furthermore, mom ain't bullshitting with you. So like I said, I will lay you down because when they become 14, 15, it's too late. Now your son's coming in carrying a pistol. He's stashing his drugs at your house. They shooting up your shit. Boy, look, I'm killing you. Shoot up my house. Listen, everybody got to go. Everybody got to go. So I just think it again, same thing. It's a runaway train, and
Yes.
it's not gonna get any better. So if you don't listen, folks, all that to say, if you don't have a passport, get one. Me and Trey, listen.
That's it. No, I feel the same way too. You gotta put that fear in them.
Yeah, for real. Hold on for a second. You know why? Because I'm an asshole. My kids already know. You fear me, you pray to Jesus, goddamn it. Don't play with me. Yeah, something's all the way wrong with me. It is 100%.
It's all good. It's all good though, but you're right though. Then you won't be tried. Not at all.
Okay, here's my question. If things just got so out of control, would you guys entertain living somewhere else? Whole different country. Like literally, we
Yes.
all live somewhere where it's just wow. What would it take though? What would it take? Because again, we've all had gun violence take away somebody we knew or we love or we knew. But how much would it take before you said, I'm out, I can't do it anymore? Because it's rampant now.
Right.
You know what I mean? We get reminders every year on the anniversary of somebody we know is passing or getting shot or whatever. What would it actually take before you say, you know what, I can't do this place anymore? Because America is so convenient. It has so much of everything, blah, blah, blah. But there's a gift and a curse. So really, would there ever come a time when you could bounce?
Yeah. I mean, I can't answer the question as to like what it would take, but I know that I'm almost there. Like the more I see stuff on TV, the more I'm just like, the more I'm sheltering myself from going into the outside world because every time I step out, you got folks looking at like, yeah, she looked like she got something. You know, when you start feeling like you're becoming a target, then it's like time to surround yourself with the family because the family ain't no joke. But just saying.
Well, I don't think I mean, we can't close ourselves up in the house forever. It's kind of like post COVID. You can't stay in the house forever.
I kind of well, it's not about staying there forever, but it's just kind of like just staying away from places where you would normally go. Yeah, and now it's like every place is a pop off. A gas station is a pop off. I go to the gas station. I park at the pump and I'm just sitting there for like 10 minutes looking around at everybody in their cars and who's coming out and who's going in and I make my dash. You know what I'm saying? It's weird.
I mean you're right. It's sad, but it's true. Like you literally have to go with like 8, 9 people or like an armed escort.
Everywhere I go, that's what I do now. I park in my car for a bit before I get out. I don't care where it's at. It could be the Walgreens, it could be the Publix, it could be the Walmart. I just sit there and I study the surroundings because it's so much shit happening. You just don't know. And then I got to go into like this prayer of covering and shit and then step out and get what I need to get. It's like I know what aisles I'm going to because I'm already programmed. I'm going to the same places for years. So I'm already programmed. I know where I'm going and what I'm going to get. And I get the head in the car and I get out. It's like But that's what society has done.
Do you guys think that there will ever come a time when this country says, "All right, that's enough," and they put the brakes on it? Like as far as like guns and open carry, you think it'll get worse?
Well, the shit has only
Yeah,
gotten worse and worse and worse. Like
it'll get worse before
I
it
don't know
gets
if it's
better.
gonna get. I don't even know if it's gonna get better because
In all honesty,
from guns.
I have to hold on to hope and be positive that it will get better, but I don't know. To be honest,
This
I don't
country,
know.
we love them. We love them in this country. We love them, and I can't pass judgment on that because again, I'm guilty. But it's funny because it's one of those I tell people all the time. If you have them but don't carry them, it gives you pause to think about anything. For people that carry stuff, like I literally used to live next door to a guy who walked around with his strap all the time. And I'm not talking about you work in a seedy area, you got to have it with you, da 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 da. That's different. Because when I used to work and travel to Chicago, I had two of them at all times. But I'm just talking about on a normal basis. You know why? Because here's the thing: if you cut me off, if you do something stupid, but you know how often people are like, they're just sitting there waiting for give me a reason, give me a reason. You'll literally make it. Matter of fact, I'll tell you guys, my best friend just called me today and told me that a guy pulled a gun. He manages a store. And he told me a guy came in there and pulled a gun on him and another guy over a 30-cent single cigarette. And he literally looked at him and said, put that damn gun back in your pants. You're going to throw away your life for 30 cents. And the guy was like, nah, I don't want to. Tucked it and left. He diffused it that quickly, but just imagine how many times that shit has gone left because somebody's ego or pride was on the line because it was right. The gun was right there. If you don't have that, you never make that choice.
Yes.
But he literally pulled his pistol out, which you never do unless you plan on using it. He pulled his gun out because he was mad because he was insulted over 30 cents. See what I mean? And this is why it's never that serious to me. It's never that serious to me. I mean, again, don't bother me or mine. I'm fine. It's never that serious.
Like I said, like you said, you don't pull it unless you're gonna use it.
But the problem is, too many people are itching for a reason to use it, and that's the kind of thing that worries the hell out of you. But they also don't have, they also don't have a reason to do anything differently because guess what? Tomorrow's gonna be the same as today. That's why if you realize, people listen with the gun thing, and I'll say this in mind. Rich people and people that are in high positions, they don't believe in that kind of violence. You know why? Because they got money to make. For people that talk shit about money but don't have it, they want to shoot you or kill you over nothing because all they have time for is buying Jordans, going to the club, going to the corner, bullshit. You'll never see a rich person very often get into a fight, argument, face to face, nose to nose, physical altercation. They don't believe in that shit. They pay people to fight for them, whether that be in court or not. They don't get their hands dirty. They've got money to make. So for everybody out there who thinks that they're making money because they got their pistola on them, I'm not saying that they're not robbing and doing this and the third. I'm saying you're too close to the fucking storm to realize you're in it. So I just think that there has to be some kind of change. There really does. There has to be some kind of change. Everybody ain't meant to own or possess.
This is true. Especially if they're batshit crazy.
But with that being said, I ain't giving my shit up either. I ain't giving my shit up either.
Oh,
Me neither.
Listen,
me neither.
I don't trust the person over on this side, or across. So yeah, when you prove to me that nobody else has one here, and I know that ain't gonna go because I got relatives in Kentucky and all kind of other country ass places, and those hillbillies are quick to tell you, not until you pry it from my cold dead hands. So like I said, go ahead and exterminate all those clowns, and then we'll talk about it. But you know what? Here the thing is, Trey. The thing is, you have. Trey says I'm rich even if I don't have millions. I'm hood rich. I get up and go to work every day. That's called good sir. You have direction. That's called you have a purpose. You have motivation. So, but again, your motivation, your purpose is not to take from someone else using your weapon,
right,
and abusing the Second Amendment. So there's the difference. And listen, I'm not saying anything like we're holier than thou, better than other people. We are just smart enough to stay, within the parameters and adhere to the rules. But at the same time, yeah, we could all be out doing all the same stuff. It's just, there's always gonna be somebody. Listen, there was a bus driver, and I want to say it was Detroit. I had the video, but I didn't get a chance to post it. Got into a shootout with a young dude because these youngsters have no respect for anybody. I'm sorry, they don't. So these guys, he got on the bus, they started talking shit. He and the bus driver got into a shootout.
I
George
saw that video.
George find it. Detroit. Trey, yep, Trey told me it was Detroit. Okay. No surprise. No surprise. But here's the thing. Big ups to that bus driver because they argued. Homeboy pulled his, the bus driver pulled his and started dumping. He caught the kid a couple times. Bus driver got in the arm. The kid starts crawling to the back. They jumped off. You know what? I would rather believe that these young people will think twice about doing that, but they probably won't. They'll probably go look for someone else who's more vulnerable. So you see what I mean? You can't be nice. You can't pray this away. You can't hope this away. Unfortunately, real ass affirmative action has to occur. And what that brother did, unfortunately, sadly, is the only thing that's going to get people to wake up. If bus drivers start popping people that get out of pocket, if he shoots you because your transfer is expired and dump on his ass, people start coming correct again. It's sad, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and I think it's because he wanted the bus driver to stop somewhere where he doesn't normally stop.
Yes, in between. So in between stop here. He wants him to stop in the middle. So do something special for me.
Right.
And he didn't do it. And he acts a fool. See, this kid made a life decision off the dumbest shit ever because he has nothing else going for him.
Here we go.
Let's do it, George. Let's do it.
Happened while the bus was in motion. The ride was uneventful until the man with the hoodie got on. 22-year-old Amari Sharif Tobias allegedly tried to ride without paying. Words were exchanged with David Fullard, the driver. In the video, you hear Tobias ask Fullard to get off. But Fullard said no because he was not at a bus stop. The men continued to argue. At one point, Tobias made several threats. Tobias walks behind the driver, and here you can see him pull out a gun. When he walks back to confront him again, Fullard opens fire. The shootout is captured on multiple interior cameras. Passengers duck for cover while Tobias makes a hasty retreat. He's next to the rear exit. So is another passenger who is positioned slightly under him. The driver gets up from his seat while continuing to point the gun at Tobias. He then fires 3 more shots at Tobias, who tumbles out of the bus along with the other passenger. Fullard gets off the bus. From the interior camera, you can see him fire one last shot. From this exterior camera, you can see that Fullard spots Tobias by the sign and fires that last shot. Fullard was shot in the arm and is recovering at home. At some point during the exchange of gunfire, Tobias was shot in the abdomen. He's out of the hospital and in jail on numerous charges.
And, the bus driver's kind of lucky though, for real.
No, he is,
because he could have got charged for continuing to fire while the dude was running. Afterwards, the dude's trying to go get away.
Right. Once he ran, he could have said, but he also, but you know what? There's so many semantics in that. He could have been like, "Oh, I still felt I was in danger." Blah 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 blah. There are people that have gotten off with that. I've actually heard of people getting away with shooting someone in the back, killing them, and still getting off with self-defense. So, depend on the judge you get, brother. Depend on the judge you get.
Yes, JJ, you're so right. A sense of entitlement with these youngsters is freaking ridiculous.
I hate them, and I got 3 of those.
But guys, we have got literally 2 minutes on the clock. I'm going to say one love, God bless. We are going to continue this conversation when we come back next week. And this is love y'all.
Hey, love y'all. Take care of yourself. Don't shoot nobody. I'm out.
Don't kill nothing, won't nothing die. Peace, love, and hair grease.
Thanks for joining us tonight, and we will see you next week, same time, same station. And next week, our topic will be the rise of artificial intelligence and the impact of AI in our world. So look forward to that. Thanks for joining us. Good night.
Good night.
The boys have left the building.